Hey, it's your friend Choice AJ here, and here's my team builder for the first round of playoffs for the UPC. We are going up against Kyle, coach of the Mesquite Mesprits, and we did play him in the regular season. We were pretty fortunate to come away with a victory in that game. I think it was pretty close, maybe like a 2-0 or a 3-0, I don't recall exactly. But he has a very scary team. As you can see on the screen, he has Jirachi, Lando T, Muck, Darmanitan, Kiram, Rotom Mo, Dodrio, Mesprit, Conkeldurr, Kabutops, and Gyarados. So we faced him before, like I said, and we brought a similar team to what we have now, but it wasn't exactly the same. We had brought Tapu Bulu and Manectric before, and we've swapped that out now for Nidoqueen and Zoroark, as you can see on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and hop right on into this team builder. We're going to Sash lead Nidoqueen, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Ice Punch, and Superpower. I really want to get up rocks this game. He didn't bring Darmanitan before, but he did bring Kiram, and he did bring Dodrio. And so, to me, the best counter for those things is just to get up rocks and then deal with his team accordingly. But, we might be in a situation, we'll have to see. Like, last time I played him, he just led off with Kiram. And I was able to snipe my Rhydon right away with Ice Beam and prevented rocks from growing up, which is why we have the Focus Sash. So if we have a similar situation come up again, I can just go on in and set up rocks versus that thing. If it wants to go for a sub, like I have plenty of moves to break its sub. Like his best play is probably to sub and then to go for like 2 Ice Beams or something. But if you, I don't know, I don't really know what sort of setup sets he could be. I guess he could be like Z-Hail or something like that, which would be pretty crazy. If he wants to set that up, then we can break his sub with Earthquake and then go for a big superpower on him. It won't kill, but it'll put him in range of something like Dark Pulse from Zoroark. So yeah, it's just a max spread. I'm not really trying to outspeed anything in particular. So yeah, that's Xena this week. Next up, we have an Assault Vest Hitmonchan, similar to what I brought in the first game. Well, similar moveset. It's a very different spread. We brought Life Orb before, but now we're bringing Assault Vest. Low Kick, Drain Punch, Mach Punch, and Ice Punch. Low Kick is going to OHKO, or nearly OHKO, a non-invested Kiram. Drain Punch plus Mach Punch also does some good damage to it. Ice Punch can hit things like Lando for super effective damage, hit the Rotom for super effective damage, etc., etc. I might end up taking off the Low Kick for something different. I don't really know what else on my list of moves I might like to add. Because Mesprit kind of takes on this set pretty well. Jirachi does a little bit as well, so I guess I could run like EQ instead. Which maybe we'll do, but the thing is, like, we don't do anything to Jirachi anyway. So I'll think about that more and decide right before the battle, which should be taking place sometime this evening. Unfortunately, my Discord is acting up. I think that the servers are down, so I can't actually communicate with anybody. But yeah, this can live 2 Choice Specs Ice Beams from Kiram. It has a really good chance to live 2 Dracos from a Specs Kiram. It definitely lives 2 Life Orb Dracos. And yeah, Hitmonchan did a lot of work in the last game, and I'm hoping it can do some work here again. The Mach Punch priority is just pretty nice versus him. Next up, we have Scarf Zoroark, Dark Pulse, Focus Blast, Extra Sensory U-Turn. I've brought Scarf Zoroark pretty frequently, but unfortunately it's sort of like pigeonholed into that role on my team because they don't have a lot of speed. But I do want this Zoroark to be able to revenge kill Scarf Darmanitan, Scarf Lando, things like that, Z-Hail, Kiram, etc., etc. This just does really well against his team, and he doesn't have a Dark Resist besides Muck, which he didn't bring the last time. I think he ought to. Like, it'd be pretty good against my Lottie. And so we'll have to see about that. But yeah, just some standard coverage and U-turn for momentum. Yeah, I'm really going to be relying on this once again for Kiram, just kind of like I was versus the Anastar City Agrons. Next we have a Celesteela that is, again, kind of similar to what we brought before. Protect, Leech Seed, Flash Cannon, Air Slash. We could probably change up this spread a little bit. I had a spread similar to before where I had as much special attack as possible while still getting boost in defense. I've now switched that to special defense, that way I can take Kiram on a little bit better. But I don't see why there's any reason I can't make this like 248 down to like here. just to make me a little bit better on the defensive side. I don't think that those extra points are really going to help me too much versus stuff like Hiram. But yeah, he's not going to bring Rotom because I have Xena, which counters it pretty well. I have Marowak, I have Lottie, Dremel. Of course, it doesn't want to take a Leaf Storm, but it is immune to Volt Switch. And I also have Manectric, which is immune to Volt Switch. So, and I think I have one other electric immunity on my team. No, that's pretty much it. I also have Bulu, which walls it pretty hard. So Rotom just has like a terrible matchup. So that's his only grass type, and he's not going to be bringing it. So Leech Seed is pretty nice. Protect just to, you know, stall out some turns, get some nice recovery. And then Flash Get an Air Slash. Hits most of his team except for Jirachi, but Jirachi without like electric coverage isn't that threatening to me. We'll have to see what sort of Jirachi he's going to bring. He's already claimed that he's going to try and hax me out, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, the next set is a Rhydon with Rock Polish, Earthquake, Rock Blast, Ice Punch. Enough speed to outspeed Dodrio after a Rock Polish. And then it outspeeds his entire team unless he has something Scarfed. Scarf Lando, like, I'm kind of afraid of, as well as Yachi Lando. But I think if he brings like Scarf Darm, I don't think that can kill us with something like EQ or Superpower, just because of our natural bulk. And we are still rocking Eviolite to help boost our defenses a little bit. So I think this can set up a Rock Polish on a lot of his team. You know, like Dodrio, no problem. Jirachi, as long as it doesn't flinch us, I think we can set up no problem. And Darm we can set up. And hopefully we can fetch at least one kill with this thing. It's kind of worked the same way that it did versus OP Jellicent and the NSRC Agrons. So I just like this set. It's really great coverage versus his team. He doesn't really have anything for this. Then last but not least, I'm bringing in another Reflect type Lottie with Reflect type, Roost, Ice Beam, and Dragon Pulse. I had brought Calm Mind before, and I still, like, I wish I could fit that on somehow. But Ice Beam I wanted to bring just to cover Lando, because Lando is really scary. We're otherwise a pretty good Lando check. Like, I wish I had a little bit more defense that I could spare, but I want to be able to outspeed Jirachi if I need. I was actually really thinking hard about putting T-Wave onto this for the Jirachi, so that way we both get parried. But, you know, I'm going to try not to bring this in on Lottie, or sorry, on Jirachi. I have Rhydon that can come in on T-Waves, and I also have Celesteela, which doesn't want to take a para, but can kind of wall it, you know, and, you know, kind of wear it down with Leech Seed. If we can just get one Leech Seed, hopefully we can get Protects off and stuff like that. Plus with Jirachi, I can Revenge Kill it with Zoroark, I think, relatively easily. And Nidoqueen, if I somehow can keep it around, doesn't really care about what Jirachi has to do. I mean, he cares a little bit, because obviously Jirachi is a Psychic type. But anyway, that is the battle, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put this right before the battle, or if I'm going to make it a separate team builder video. But make sure you guys go check out Kyle and his channel. I'll be linking that all down below. I'm really excited to be in the playoffs, and I'm really excited to be facing Kyle. He and I have a pretty good rivalry dating back to the PMCD League, so hopefully we can make this an exciting one. And yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next part. Alright, so here we are with our battle. I did decide just to go ahead and throw this into the same video with the team builder. It's really funny, actually. I set my OBS to record, but then I completely forgot about it, and I got really into the battle, and so I have a recording with literally no commentary. But anyway, as you can see, he's brought Jirachi, Gyarados, Darmanitan, Kyurem, Dodrio, and Kabutops. And I am not really surprised by anything that he's brought. I still think that something like Muck would have been a good bring versus me. What else? That's pretty much it. Kyurem is a threat, Darmanitan is a threat, but that's why I'm going to lead off with my Focus Sash Nidoqueen in order to get that thing in as soon as possible and set up rocks. And he does lead with his Darmanitan. And as you can see, I don't really have many great switch-ins to Flare Blitz anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and get up my rocks. This is nice too, because he got off, you know, like 30% recoil on himself. So the next time he's going to be coming in, he'll be at like 45%, and we'll just be whittling this down. And it's not going to have that much longevity versus me. So I'm pretty sure I switch on out of here. I think I go into Lottie. But he actually doubles out and he goes into Gyarados. Maybe I went into Rhydon. I don't actually remember. No, okay. So I just left my Nidoqueen in because I thought he might switch out, but I was kind of hoping he just wouldn't switch into Gyarados. But he can definitely just pretty much kill me here. I'm gonna go into my Latios. This is really a bad situation for me. If he clicks DD here, I don't really have many answers for that. So I'm mostly just crossing my fingers and hoping that he doesn't do that. Maybe I should have doubled, just in case he decided to go Gyara. But anyway, I'm going to go Latios now. And he's going to Mega Evolve and just go for a Waterfall, if I am not mistaken. Yes, that's what he does. Does a good 25% or so. I am max HP with a little bit of defense investment, as you guys saw in my team builder. And I am packing the Reflect type, which is really awesome versus this Gyarados. Because now that I have the Water Dark typing, he's very unlikely to be able to hit me with any of his moves. Even if he has EQ, I have that Levitate ability, which is pretty nice. I'm pretty sure that I just go for a Roost here, to get up to full HP. And he's got his Rachi in here, so I don't know what kind of Rachi set this is, but I don't want my Lottie getting T-Wave, so I am just going to go hard into Rhydon to try and dodge that paralysis. Oh, sorry, I'm going to go into Nidoqueen. Because, yeah, this thing is a good sack here, and I'm glad that I was able to sort of scout that out, because now I can go into Rhydon. I'm sorry if I'm, like, mixing up all of my plays. We literally just played this, and I'm, like, all my adrenaline's going, and I'm having a hard time, like, recalling exactly what happened in the battle. But anyway, here's my Rhydon. I want to scout to see if he's got something like Grass Knot to potentially do some big damage to us. So I am just going to double into my Celesteela here, as he just gets up his rocks. So I figured if he had a move to hit me 4 times super effectively, he would have just gone for it there. But I am expecting another T-Wave, so I just go into Rhydon. Now, I don't think he's going to be staying in here, because even if he wants to go for Iron Head, like, first he doesn't know what sort of set I am. If I'm like Fizdef or something, he's going to be doing like 20% with his Iron Heads, which isn't that much. And if I ever break out, even if he's max HP, my EQ is going to do a lot. He doesn't know if I'm invested or not, but I am max attack adamant. And so I'm expecting him to switch out here. I don't know what he's going to switch into. Like, I could click EQ, but I decide that I'm just going to go for Rock Polish here. Not because I think I can win the game right now, but just because it'll allow me to outspeed a lot of things on his team. And I do go for that here. And he brings in his Dodrio, so this is pretty much perfect for me. Now, I think maybe I make a little bit of a misplay here. Basically, the way he's playing that Darm, I'm kind of thinking that it's Scarf. And I don't know the exact calcs for my Rhydon set versus the Scarf Darmanitan. I can just look at that real quick right now. EQ, okay, so yeah, this was definitely a misplay. I think I had a pretty good shot of doing some big damage here. If I had just gone for an attacking move here, but I didn't want to be outsped by a Scarf Darm, so I went for the Rock Polish again here, so that way I'd be at +4 speed. I could guarantee outspeed everything on his team. Like, I don't think I would have won because he still has Gyarados in the back, and it's at 63% after rocks. And that's, Mega Gyarados is just so dang bulky. Like, an EQ is only doing 59% max that thing, even if it's uninvested. That's what my calc is saying. So, I didn't think I could win the game right here, but this Dodrio is just not a threat to me, and I figured why not go for the extra speed. But the reason that this is a little unfortunate is because he's actually going to click Knockoff here, which gets rid of my Eviolite. So that's a real nice play, and I think that damage would suggest that this is actually a banded Dodrio. But it's a little less unfortunate because, again, he could go into his Gyarados and live a hit from me, but I would at least be able to, like, try and crit it, and it would severely weaken his Gyarados, which is probably the biggest threat to my team. But as it is now, like, I'll be able to knock out this Dodrio easily with a Rock Blast. But now he can go right into his Kabutops. And I'm just thinking, okay, there's no way that he goes into this thing if it doesn't have Aqua Jet. So I'm going to go hard into Celesteela, scouting for that. Because, even this thing has Stone Edge, it's not going to do that much damage to me. And I had some special attack investment on this thing before, but I actually ended up putting that all into defense, so that's helping me out even a little bit more here. That damage suggests that he is Jolly rather than Adamant, I'm pretty sure. But I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed because I have no reason not to. As he's going to go for the Rain Dance, which is definitely scary. So luckily for me, I do have the Protect, so we can kind of stall out some turns. But a Rain Boosted Waterfall is going to do like 60% to my Celesteela. So I guess I could have like tried to. I don't think there's any way I could have stalled this out anymore. But I'm just going to kill it here. My Celesteela is going to be at about 44% HP. We are going to get a Spadef boost, which is pretty nice, as he brings in his Kyurem. Now, I don't know what kind of Kyurem set this is, but I do know that I live 2 Ice Beams from a Choice Spec Kyurem, and that's without any boost. And I actually have a +1 Spadef boost. And so, I guess there's a decision here. Do I go for Leech Seed or do I go for Flash Cannon? To start things out, I'm going to just scout by going for Protect and get a little bit of extra HP. Because, you know, if he does, like, crit or something, like, I don't think I would live a crit, but I want to at least give myself the best chance that I can in order to do that. So I don't know if I should go. I think I went for the Flash Cannon here, actually. Because I need, you know, Leech Seed, he's still going to beat me if I go for Leech Seed. And so judging from that Ice Beam damage, I think he's actually Scarf, which is definitely a threat to my team. Luckily, I do have Scarf Zoroark, which can outspeed it. And he's now in range after that Flash Cannon damage that he will die to Stealth Rock, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, so now I am actually still able to live another one, which is pretty nice. So I think I have a pretty free Leech Seed here because he won't kill me with an Ice Beam. I can get leftovers plus another Leech Seed. Then I can Protect and get yet another turn of leftovers and Leech Seed, and that'll actually bring him down to 0%. So I do go for Leech Seed now as he switches into Darm, and I'm really happy to get a Leech Seed off on this thing because now I can Protect again. And he's going to go for a Flare Blitz, and now he's also in range of dying to rocks. I still don't really have anything that I want to switch in here, but now that the Kyurem is in range of rocks and he's got no ways of spinning, my Hitmonchan is really worthless. I built this thing so that it could take hits from Kyurem sort of well. I use that term loosely. But anyway, yeah, there's no real use for it here. Maybe the Mach Punch would be nice for the Gyarados, but Gyarados is so bulky that I don't think Mach Punch would really do that much anyway. So I do go ahead and sack that thing. And he's just going to go for Flare Blitz again. Obviously going to take out my Hitmonchan, and he's going to kill himself with recoil damage. So now he could go to a few different things. Well, there's really only 2 things he can go to. It's going to be Jirachi or Gyarados. And Zoroark is pretty good against both of those things. If he is going to go into Jirachi, I can smack it with the Dark Pulse. I do have to be careful because Dark Pulse, I think, is barely a 2 KO on a Spadef Jirachi with my spread. So I might just have to U-turn and go into something like Rhydon. But if he goes into Gyarados, I can click Focus Blast and potentially take out that thing before it's able to set up Dragon Dances. So that's the main thing that I want to prevent. I want to prevent him from setting up Dragon Dances. So that leads me to go into my Zoroark, which is disguised as my Latias. And, you know, for him, looking at my Latias, I've already shown Reflect type, so he really shouldn't be going for Dragon Dance, but maybe he thinks I am the Zoroark, and he's not that afraid of it. I don't think I've brought my Zoroark out yet in this game. So I don't really know. But anyway, my play is 100% to click Focus Blast, and that's what I do. And as you can see, I do miss. So Focus Blast has not been kind to me these past couple of weeks, and he just goes straight for the Dragon Dance. So Focus Blast now is a roll to kill Gyarados. This is where it would have been nice to save my Hitmonchan, so I'm thinking to myself, shoot, I might have just thrown the game. I mean, obviously I got a little bit of bad luck here, but if I get my Focus Blast to connect and it's a low roll, then I think he just wins. because my Celesteela is weakened, my Rhydon can't take a hit, and I don't think Lottie can take a +1 crunch. It's kind of an interesting calc. I'll look that up afterwards. But anyway, I only have one play. We go for Focus Blast and we connect and KO. So that is awesome. And now he goes into Jirachi. As I mentioned, I'm pretty sure this is a bulky Jirachi, probably Spadef, and I know that Zoroark cannot... Well, first, it's locked into Focus Blast, so it can't do anything to this Jirachi, really. But also, I know that a what do you call it? Dark Pulse isn't necessarily going to kill from this range. I think it's only going to be a 2-hit KO. So I want to weaken it first, and then I can come in with Zoroark later. So part one of the plan is going to be go to Celesteela and try and break through Paraflinch and get off a Leech Seed. If that doesn't work, I'll go into Rhydon. I'll try and live a couple of Iron Heads and get off an EQ. And then if that doesn't work, I guess I'll try and go into Lottie, get off a Reflect type, and then I can resist the Steel move and the Psychic move if he's got Heart Stamp or Zen Headbutt or something. And then wear it down with Dragon Pulse. And then once all of those options have been completed, we'll then go into Zoroark and try and 2-hit KO it with a Dark Pulse, or potentially Oko if we've got it into range. So we go to Celesteela, and he's predictably going to go for the T-Wave. I was okay with that, and we're just going to click Leech Seed here as he goes for Iron Head, and Iron Head does 10%. So after Leftovers Recovery, that does 4%, so he needs to flinch me. He needs to Paraflinch me like 12 times in a row, I think, which is not impossible. It's definitely not impossible. But I did get out the Leech Seed off on that next turn, which is great. As he sacks his Kyurem. Smart play, because now he can come back in, and I won't be getting the Leech Seed recovery. Because once I get that Leech Seed off, he literally can't beat me. Because I'm healing more than he's hurting me. He's literally healing me when he's going for Iron Head, even when I get Paraflinched. So we're going to hopefully break out soon here as he goes for that. And what do you know, Celesteela, you're so well trained, you break out on the first turn, and that's going to be GG. There's no way he's going to be able to come back from this. He hasn't shown Thunder Punch or anything, hasn't shown Fire Punch, and even if he somehow finds a way to get us low enough, as long as he's below like 45%, Zoroark's going to win. And as you see, he throws in the towel. So good game, Kyle. That was really scary. There's a couple moments where I really could have lost it. And I was pretty fortunate that the game played out in my way, and that I got the nice roll on the Focus Blast after missing the first one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. We are going to be going into the semifinals now of the UPC. We're going up against our buddy Fallop, who I still don't feel really good about playing. We've beat him twice this season, but I don't really want to play him again because he is out for blood. He is not going to want to lose to us 3 times in one season. So we're going to cross our fingers and hope that we can take him on. Make sure you check out my buddy Kyle. He's a real funny guy. And yeah, make sure you check back to my channel for more gaming and Pokemon content. And until the next time, I'll see you all later.